Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Lansen C. It's a Tier 8 Swedish premium medium tank. It's located on the defending spawn of Ghost Town Assault, and it's under the command of Captain Ashstorm. Now, this Swedish tank was actually developed for the Swiss Army, not for the Swedish Army. And originally it was to actually have a different gun, the 20 pounder I think it was. It actually ended up with a 105mm gun in the end, and it's capable of doing 320 alpha and penetrating through 208mm of armor with standard AP. With APCR it goes through 242, and it's got some HE rounds as well for 420 alpha and 53mm of penetration. Now, this tank is particularly good at dealing damage to the enemy at long range. It's a fairly good sniper, and it's got a good shell velocity as well, 930 meters per second, which is kind of point and shoot. But the bad thing about it is it's practically naked when it comes to armor, and so it is very vulnerable. Look at that lovely shot there on the LT-432, and he never saw us. Way off in the distance. He's just been sniped thanks to that Pantera.
Fall back from there.
And he's telling the Pantera to fall back because he doesn't want that guy to get shot at. He's agreed. He really needs to go into that dip, because if he sits there, he's going to be vulnerable. And an AC-48's turned up and he's looking at him. Well, the AC-48 takes a hit, but I think the Pantera did as well, because it looked like that AC-48 was firing in the direction of the Pantera. Yes, he has taken a hit. Now, assault games, 10 minutes long. You've got to either capture the cap, or you've got to kill all the defending team within that time period. Just kind of makes it more exciting that you've got to try and kill all of the enemy in such a short period of time. It forces you to actually go a little further, and that was very, very bad. Normally this tank does have good accuracy, but on this occasion it didn't. The Lansen C does have a long aim time. That is a bit of a problem, and that Pantera has taken even more damage now. Very accurate, that one. And an average roll. Standard reload time is 8.82 seconds. Captain Ashstorm's got it down to 8.4. Okay, he's staying here for the moment, just taking basically the role of a long range sniper. And that's the role that this tank is best suited to. Well, that one didn't pen, but he is using standard ammo, so you'd expect a few rounds, if they didn't hit the weak spots, wouldn't go through. Got some enemy tanks moving up now. Oh, he's got his first kill. Batch at 12 ton, but he was seen this time, so he has to move. Because if he doesn't, he will be the next target. Lansen Cs are very easy to penetrate because they don't have great armor. 60mm on the front of the hull, 40 on the sides, 25 on the rears, and 70 on the front of the turret and the sides, and also 40 on the rear. So fairly weak. They can be penetrated with standard ammunition, and in fact actually some tanks have got HE ammunition that will penetrate this tank, and that could be deadly. He's trying to pull back to a position where he can get shots on the hill. Looks like to me like he's going to join the Pantera on pushing on the hill, because I think the only one on the hill is the LT-432, and if they can actually get behind him, they can start shooting at some of the defending tanks who are actually in the town. That's the value of actually seizing the hill, to actually get at these tanks in the town area where they're much more vulnerable. Nice hit on the Progetto 54. Not a lot he could do about that. He's now one shot. He knows it, and he can't see Captain Ashstorm, and now he's out the game. Yeah, compromised. Okay, Brass, that will be a priority target. Now, if he fires now, he'll probably get it. Oh, and he's been hit by the 432. The Pantera got wiped out. Our Oberas comes up. He's got his third kill rather. Of course, the Progetto was his second kill, and now he's using the wreck for cover, the wreck of that Pantera, and he's still being hit. Well, he gets a nice round into the brass, which is a, well, it was a low roll. Well, no, it was a high roll, actually, 355, but he's now taking fire from these guys again. And another decent hit, but a low roll this time. He's trying to conceal himself, but it's the body of the Lansen, which is the vulnerable bit. He's got his next kill, 4 kills now. The hull is actually fairly weak, as I said. The turret's the strong point, and it's this IS-2 was firing at him from out. Well, he was inside the town. He could probably see in this direction. Saw Captain Aslains. He's wiggling his reticule to try and find a solution. The IS-2 is actually behind that building now, so he's not going to get a shot on that guy. And just over the hill rise, we've got another Progetto 54. Okay, can he get a solution? Yes, he can. Nice. This guy's not a lot this guy can do, and being jogged about by our own Barask. But then he does have burst damage, as long as he can actually get those shots in. Okay, a bit closer. That's it. Nice. And the kill shot goes to the Barask. He was probably waiting for Captain Aslains to knock off all the hit points so he could go in and get the kill steal. Okay, IS-22 now inside. Didn't get the penetration. Not sure he actually hit the target, but he can hit that VK now in the rear. Yes, get him in the back of the turret. And the IS-22 has been wiped out by our Ferdinand, so now he can go to town on this VK-168. In fact, potentially he's got the high caliber now because he's earned 20% of the enemy hit pool. But there's still some enemy out there. There's 3 of them, including a Progetto 46, and we just briefly saw over to the east. Our Barask was wiped out, so unfortunately he's not going to be a help. In fact, Captain Aslains is one of only 4 left on his team, so they've only got a 1 tank advantage. But of course, there's only 3 minutes left in the game, so if they stay as they are at the moment, they are definitely going to win the game. Captain Aslains got half his hit points, or nearly half. About a third, I'd say, actually. Slightly more than a third. Okay, the enemy just put somebody in the cap area. Ooh, okay, now can you see that Progetto? No. Captain Aslains not using premium consumables, and he's not using a premium fire extinguisher either. And we've just lost another team member, and that means now it's even on the score. He's using a manual fire extinguisher, which I always find that you have to be very quick with your fingers. Either that or you have to assign the fire extinguisher button to one of your mouse buttons if you have them, extra ones. Well, they've lost their Fox, their CS-52, which now means the enemy team are down to a Pantera and a Progetto, and the Progetto is not a very good player. He's a bit of a tomato. Yes, the ratings do show, yes, I do allow that sort of thing in. It just gives you an idea of the experience of the player. He gets a nice round into the Progetto, and he was seen this time, and I think he was seen by the Progetto, so he's not worried about that. Can you get him now? Yes! Yes! 5 kills. 1 short of a Top Gun now, and if he gets this Top Gun, he will win the game. So it's just the Pantera, and he's going to have to motor if he's going to get to the guy, because he's up the other end of town. In fact, it's very likely that his teammates will get there before he does. There's only 1 minute 16 seconds left on the clock. He's running out of time if he wants to get his Top Gun. It'd be so nice if he could get it. Okay, the Pantera's in the cap, so he just needs to go to this side of the town and then snipe the guy out of existence. Thank you very much. Hello. Goodbye. No, he didn't get it. He's got to have 1 more shot. He's got the time. He can do it. There he is. Go for it. Oh, he doesn't get it because his teammate steals it away from him. The Tiger 2 takes the kill, but it is a win. And the turtle turns over. He's turned turtle. Well, that was a hilarious end to the game, because not only did the Tiger II kill Steele and took Captain Ashstorm's Top Gun away from him, but he also watched the turtle flip over the edge of that rise just above the cap, the embankment. It really is quite funny to see that. So I might actually just edit that clip and put that in so you can actually see what actually happened at the other end. Well, it was the first ace tanker for Captain Ashstorm in the Lansen C in that game. He got a 5 for effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5, 1/3 of the enemy team, and 1 kill short of a Top Gun. He also got a sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy, a master gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating shots in a row, and also a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him in that game. And well, you could count the Barask, the IS-22, and possibly the well, who else? I don't know. The LT-432. Yes, he definitely hit him as well. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and he also got a tank sniper for dealing the most damage at a distance of 300 meters or more. And his win rate from the battle was 13,793, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. 5,673 hit points. The next highest scorer was the IS-22, who managed to get 3,225, followed by their Barask with 2,922 hit points. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those with 5. 3 kills went to the Ferdinand, the Progetto 46 on the enemy team. I said he was a bit of a noob, but I think actually he was quite good, because he did manage to get some damage and some kills. But unfortunately, he got taken out in the end because he was a bit careless. He was rushing to get to the cap instead of actually addressing Captain Ashstorm first. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's got the highest on that as well. So top in all 3 columns. 1,507 went to Captain Ashstorm, and 939 went to the Tiger II on his team, who killed Steele right at the end. He got a Spartan and Confederate. And finally, the Ferdinand managed 774. The Turtle, yes, he did stay alive, but only because the game stopped at that point that the Tiger II got the kill. And consequently, he didn't have enough time to die by being upside down. I'll show that clip now of what actually happened. Well, here's the detail report, and it was 22 shots fired, 20 direct hits and 19 penetrations. Damage of 5,673 hit points, of which 3,917 were at more than 300 meters. 4 hits received from the enemy, 3 penetrated, 1 non-penetration. Yeah, I'm afraid, as I said at the start, the armor on this tank is very, very weak. You don't want to get hit at all if you can help it. And it is very easy to get hit because it's actually quite a big body but a relatively small turret. The one non-penetration, I didn't actually remember which one that actually came from, but yes, he did actually get 1 non-pen. I think it was while he was on the hill. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 5 were killed, 219 hit points of damage assistance, and he got 12 defense points when he reset the cap, when he hit the last enemy in the cap. On a premium count, he earned 140,720 credits, got 70,360 from personal reserves, total of 211,079 credits. If you're a good player, you can earn a lot of credits in this tank. After repair and ammunition resupply, he didn't use premium ammo that much. He only used it when he needed to, and as a result, he ended up with a massive profit of 193,030 credits. You could easily run up 1,000,000 credits in very few games if you play like Captain Ashstorm. 2,260 XP times 4 for the first victory, 4,522 for completing a mission, and 226 because this is a premium vehicle, plus personal reserves of 2,260, a whopping great 16,050 experience points off one single game. So just look at those two scores and think, How good would your crews be if you were scoring that every other game you play in this tank? Now, I don't know if every other game is like this one, but it certainly was a first ace and an epic battle. And just goes to show that Lansen C is actually a very good sniper. So, I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.